Today we are going to take lecture on I'm going to take lecture on jaw relation. So basically, what is jaw relation? Actually, it is a maxillomandibular relation. Okay, actually it is a maxillomandibular relation. I'm not going to make this topic complicated. I'm not going to complicate this topic. So just recall what we were actually doing in jaw relation. In jaw relation, first we were marking an alatragus line from our nose to tragus of the ear. Okay. Afterwards, we were adjusting the wax occlusion rings. Okay. And afterwards, we were marking on tip of the nose and on prominent part of our chin. And with the help of our divider, we were used to measure vertical at rest and vertical at occlusion. Okay. All of you know that jaw relation is divided into three types. Which are those? First is your orientation relation, second is your vertical relation, and third is your horizontal relation. Okay, so to make it simple, I am starting with your vertical relation. Again, in vertical relation, it's of two types. One is your vertical at occlusion. The second is your vertical at rest. Okay, and in horizontal relation, again two types: centric and eccentric relation. One is your centric and second is your eccentric relation. So we are going to learn this jaw relation as we are doing in our practical class. Okay, first you are marking alatragus line that comes in your orientation relation. So, okay, that orientation part I am going to take it in last. Second, we were recording your vertical relation. Okay, so today we are going to learn about vertical relation. Just recall which method you were following. Okay, there are number of methods to record vertical at rest and vertical at occlusion. Okay, one by one we are going to see. Let's start with our PPT. The introduction part. The recording of jaw relation in the treatment of ear-dangerous patients aim at facilitating the adaptation of complete dentures to masticated system to give them an optimal and comfortable functions. Means what? We are going to fabricate a prosthesis which is in harmony with your stomatognathing system. It is our aim to obtain this aim. Okay, to obtain this aim, we have decided some facts. Which are those facts? The recording must include an appropriate vertical dimension of occlusion. Okay. What was our goal? To create a prosthesis which is in harmony with with patient's stomatognathing system. So this is our goal. And to obtain this goal, what we are doing? The recording must include an appropriate vertical dimension of occlusion. Stable occlusal contact in harmony with existing TMJ and masticatory muscle functions. The relationship between the prosthesis and orofacial soft tissue and the musculature. So your TMJ, your all soft tissue should be in harmony with your prosthesis, and this prosthesis is in harmony with your stomatognathing system. So for this, we customize the occlusion ring. Okay, ideally we prepare wax occlusion ring. Okay, after preparing of wax occlusion ring, as far as the patient is concerned, we reduce or we increase. Okay, means what? We customize that occlusion ring. We customize that occlusion ring for that particular patient. In customizing what we are doing, the customization of wax occlusion ring as far as your aesthetics is concerned. Okay, then your incisal visibility. Incisal visibility, what we are seeing in this, the visibility of your wax occlusion ring, maxillary wax occlusion ring should be 2 mm below your skin. Okay, what about here in labial fullness? All the anatomical landmarks. Okay, we are seeing in aesthetics. Your mental labial, so nasolabial groove. Okay, your filter, your ala, your corner, all the aesthetic features. After inserting your wax occlusion ring, and we accordingly adjust that wax occlusion ring. Okay, and we make sure that our occlusion ring have flat occlusal surface. Is that clear? So, jaw relation, any relation of mandible to maxilla. Three types of jaw relation given by Boucher. They are orientation jaw relation, vertical jaw relation, and horizontal jaw relation. So, we are going to start now with vertical jaw relation. In vertical jaw relation, again vertical at rest and vertical at occlusion. Okay. In today's lecture, we are going to see or we are going to learn the methods to record. There are a number of methods to record vertical at occlusion and vertical at rest. Okay. So we are going to see in detail the vertical jaw relation. The length of face as determined by amount of separation of jaws is nothing but your vertical jaw relation. The length of face determined by amount of separation of jaw. This amount of separation of jaw is nothing but your free space. Okay. Again, vertical dimension at rest. The length of face when the mandible is in rest position. When the mandible is in rest position means what? All the elevator and depressor muscles are in tonic equilibrium. Okay, that means your mandible is in rest position. And the length of face when the tip are in contact. Where the occlusion rings are in contact. Okay, and your mandible is in centric That is your vertical dimension at occlusion. And whatever that separation means, whatever that space was there was your previous space. So vertical dimension at rest is equal to your vertical dimension at occlusion plus the freeway space. Clear? So let's see in detail regarding methods of recording vertical jaw relation. So methods of recording your vertical jaw relation at rest. At rest. Okay. At rest first we are going to see at rest. First is your facial measurements after swallowing and relaxing. Second, tactile sensation. Third is your anatomical landmarks, speech, and facial expression. All these methods we can use, or combination of these methods we use to record your vertical at rest. So, how the facial measurements play a role? This facial measurement given by Shanahan. This method given by Shanahan. Patient is asked to sit upright, relax his shoulder. Okay. Reference points were marked at your tip of nose and most prominent part of your chin. Okay. Functional movements are made. After functional movements, the mandible comes to its physiological rest position and the distance between the two points are marked. Here, what is the functional movement here? Ask patient to swallow. Swallow. This is the functional movement they are recording. They are okay. Ask the patient to swallow and relax. As soon as patient relax, just with the help of your divider, just mark the distance. This what? your mandible is in rest position. According to Shana, he is telling us that this is my method to record vertical position at rest. Okay, you can follow any of this method, but according to my, according to me, you have to follow combination of method. No one method is reliable. Okay, no one method is reliable. Why? Because your rest position of mandible is so sensitive. It is a sensitive position of mandible. Okay, your mandible is resting like this, which is it is just connected with your TMJ with the help of ligaments. Okay, so it is a very sensitive method position. Okay, so by using combination of methods, you are going to record your vertical at rest. Okay, this is your Shanahan method. He used to ask patients swallow, relax, and as soon as patient relax, he measures the distance between two points. Second is your tactile sensation. See here, what little said, he used to tell patient that open wide, wide, wide. Why? To make strain. It means all muscles he want to strain. And afterwards he tell patient to slowly close. Up to which limit? Where he found comfort. And and he record this length as vertical relation at rest. Okay. This is the tactile sensation method. Okay. After tactile sensation, see with the divider, we are just feeling the distance. Then anatomic landmark methods. See, different studies were done that when your teeth in occlusion, okay, so certain anatomical landmarks which are not going to change throughout life, okay, that landmarks are considered to record your vertical at rest. This method is given by Willis. Which landmarks they have used? See there, let's the distance between pupil of eye and the rima oris. The distance between your pupil of eye and the rima oris, and the distance between anterior nasal spine and lower border of mandible is measured with Willis guide. And if both the distance are equal, means what? Upper half and lower half is equal, then it is considered that your mandible is in rest position. Then speech, one can use speech also. And I think we are using speech. As the patient repeatedly word yum, yum, Rama, Rama. As soon as patient speaks Rama, after he speaks Rama, yum, 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 the mandible goes in rest position. As soon as he pronounces yum, at the end of his pronunciation, the mandible goes in rest position for few seconds. Okay, so unintentionally you have to you are not going to disturb that patient. Okay, you you want that reading for making prosthesis. Okay, so so you have to record the distance. How you are going to record? You are not making that patient awake. Otherwise, he will lift his mandible, and mandible will not be in rest position. Okay, so ask patient to tell yum, ram, and as soon as he calls the word ram, yum, measure the distance. Afterwards, facial expressions. Skin around the eye, chin should be relaxed. Okay, when your mandible is in rest, your skin around eye, your chin is relaxed. So the identification criteria. Okay. Afterwards, lips should have a slight contact in a single plane. Here, which is a single plane? Here is the horizontal plane is a single plane. Okay, and our nostrils are also relaxed. When all these features are there, that means the mandible is in rest position. And then Firstly, you have to record the vertical at rest. Okay, these all are methods to record vertical at rest. You have to use combination method. No method is your final one. Okay, you have to do combination of the method and use all these methods and record your vertical position. Okay. Then vertical at occlusion. Now vertical at occlusion, there are two categories to record the vertical at occlusion. Okay, what is vertical at occlusion? Again, vertical at occlusion is when teeth, their wax occlusion teams are in contact. Okay, the the difference is nearly about, we have to maintain 2 to 4 mm. So, mechanical methods and physiological methods. In mechanical methods, ridge relations and pre-extraction records. Okay, ridge relations and pre-extraction records. And in physiological methods, number of methods are there to record vertical at occlusion. They are physiological rest position, phonetics, FUS, speaking anterior to relationship, swallowing threshold, tactile sensation, patient reported perception of comfort, use biometer, past theory of determining vertical dimension of occlusion. So first, let's we see mechanical methods to record vertical at occlusion. The distance from the incisive papilla and the mandibular incisors is measured. Distance from the incisive papilla and mandibular. When we occlude the cast. Okay, the distance is measured. Okay, this is the posterior view of your cast. What they have shown here, the teeth are in centric occlusion. When the teeth are in centric occlusion, the incisor edges of mandibular lower central incisors are on an average 4 mm away from your incisive papilla. This is one reference. Okay. Second reference, in sagittal view, the central incisors, the vertical overlap with your upper incisors. Vertical overlap is near about 2 mm. So these two facts we know. And with the help of this, we can determine the vertical at occlusion for that particular patient. See, second is your parallelism of ridges. When mandible is in mandible at vertical at occlusion. Occlusion means maxillary id injuries ridge and your mandibular id injuries ridge. See, these two ridges are in parallel to each other. Two ridges are parallel to each other. This this can be one of the criteria to measure your vertical and occlusion. Okay. Afterwards, pre-extraction record. There are a number of methods. Okay, in pre-extraction record also. In pre-extraction record, there are a number of methods. Means what? Profile radiographs. Okay. Afterwards, cast with original cast of the patient. We have then it is a simple method. Then the size and shape of teeth you can be noted. Then it gives an indication of amount of space required between ridges for the teeth of this size. Okay, how much space you require to arrange the teeth. Afterwards, profile photograph given by right. With the help of profile photograph, we can determine the vertical height occlusion. Means what he has given the formula. Interpupillary distance of patient and photo is to your brown chin distance of patient and photo. By using this formula, we can come to know that what is the vertical and occlusion for the patient. Afterwards, some silhouettes we can, profile silhouettes we can prepare. Okay, profile silhouettes means they are just like cardboard. With the help of cardboard, we are going to make just like a stencils by using the patient's original photographs. Okay, an accurate silhouette is made with cardboard. It can be used as a template as it is taken from pre-extraction photograph which shows the vertical dimension at rest. When positioned on patient face, while recording the vertical dimension at occlusion, the chin should be at least 2 mm above the level of your lower border of silhouette. Means what? Indirectly, we are measuring vertical at occlusion. For this purpose, we can use grid wire also. See, like this. This is the seal out. This seal out primarily we put it on this. Okay, this is vertical at rest for that patient. Okay, and afterwards I'm decreasing it by 2 mm. See, down here. Okay, like this. Okay, means what? I'm asking patient to just raise his mandible up to 2 mm. Okay, so I can determine the vertical occlusion. Now, measurement from your previous denture. Why? We always take recording cases that the history of denture. Why? Because with the help of that previous denture, we can measure the vertical occlusion also. Okay. Patient existing denture is a valuable pre-extraction record. A Boyle's gauge is used to measure the distance between border of maxillary and mandibular denture when both these dentures are in occlusion. And we can come to a conclusion for our working at occlusion. After facial measurements can be done by following. There are certain instruments. Okay, finally, all these instruments use what? Some instrument use landmark. Okay, so some instrument use your swelling pattern. Some instruments use your profile guide. Okay, so these are instruments used for the recording vertical and occlusion. Dacometer, release gauge, selection profile guide, Swenson's method. The dacometer is an instrument position on bridge of the nose. See, it has nose piece. Okay. Then chin piece, which is screwed till it touches the front of the chin. Okay. Then a spring pressure gauge controls the pressure. An incisor attachment records the position of central incisor. Okay. The records are noted and the compound nose piece is preserved for assembly after extraction. Like this. This is a dacometer like instrument. This incisor. So one of the instrument can be used. Okay. This is a village base, just like this. This is a village base. What criteria they have used? Say, with the help of village base, they have measured actually what this distance from your pupilla to Rima from antenna spine to lower border of mandible is equal. But with the help of instrument they have used. Actually, the concept is stable. Unique concept is stable. Okay, unique idea is stable. To implement that idea, to implement that principle, they have prepared instruments. Okay, just like Willis Gay's document. Swenson's method. What he is saying, acrylic face mask. He made acrylic face mask before extraction using facial impression and cast. Thus, this method is not practical, but we can do it. Then physiological methods. They coming towards the physiological methods. All these were previous methods were mechanical methods. Now coming towards the physiological method. Physiologic rest position, then phonetics, then certain speak sounds, F, V, S, the swallowing threshold, the tactile sensation, the patient reported perception of comfort. The Booz biometer. This Booz biometer again is one of the instruments. But the principle is maximum biting force. The principle, the basic idea is universal to all patients. It is a universal force. That masticatory force is good or maximum when you relocate the lost occlusal plane to its original position. Otherwise, the masticative force will be lowered. Okay, so where masticative force is higher, that means your occlusal plane and your vertical at occlusion is correct. So he uses Booz biometer. Okay, let's see one by one. Physiological method. This method is given by your Biswangers and Thompson. The patient is asked to sit upright with his head unsupported. Upper and lower of X occlusal limbs are inserted. The patient's mouth and patient is asked to swallow and relax. When relaxation is obvious, there will be space present between the rings. It is called a freeway space. Okay. And this is about 2 to 4 mm. So what is vertical at rest? Vertical at occlusion plus this freeway space. If freeway space is more than 4 mm, then the vertical at occlusion is considered to be small, and if freeway space is less than 2 mm, then vertical is more. This is your least ponderous method. Second is your like this. Okay, the previous case. In first diagram, the rest position of mandible showing rims parted. Okay. Both the rims are separated here with the previous space. Okay, and second diagram, the small upward movement of chin which occurs when the rims occlude. This is your at occlusion. When this is your at occlusion. Okay. We will try to cover maximum portion, or I will try to finish this particular relation in this lecture. Last 10 minutes are remaining. Okay. Your aim is, your work is, today you are going to read this particular relation from textbook. Okay. The phonetics, Silverman's closest speaking space. This is a short note, Silverman's closest space. The measurement of vertical dimension when the mandible is in function. When the sounds like CH, yes, J, J. What happens in J? What happens? The upper and lower teeth reach their closest relationship without contact. CH, yes, yes. When you pronounce yes, what happens? Upper and lower teeth come to close to each other, but they are not going to touch to each other. The minimum amount of space between the teeth is in this position is called the Silverman's closest speaking space. Okay. Now, this is a short note. Silverman closest speaking space. You are going to write differences between closest speaking space and your freeway space. Suggested by closest speaking space, suggested by your Silverman, and this is suggested by your Longer and Thompson. It is a dynamic and functional method. Means what? You are going to know, yes, yes. This means you are asking question to do functional movements. But freeway space is static. It is static for everyone. Okay. Values for class 1 patient, it is near about 1.5 to 3 mm. For class 1 patient, the freeway space is near about 2 to 4 mm. For class 2 patient, it is 3 to 6 mm. And for class 2 patient, freeway space is greater than 4 mm. For class 3 patient, near about 0.5 to 1 mm of closest speaking space. And for class 3 patient, freeway space should be near about 1. See, here for class 3 patient, the distance is decreased. Means what? There is a relation. In class 3, the head is forward. Just find out what is forward head posture. What is forward head posture? And its relation with occlusion. Its relation with occlusion. Just it's your homework. Because when head is forward, okay, mandible comes upward. That time, the previous space for that patient is reduced. So, during full mouth rehabilitation, we have to consider the head position of the patient also and occlusion of patient also. Okay. The FVS speaking sounds in relation with anterior tooth relation. Okay. Given by Pound and Murray, the position of anterior teeth is determined by position of your mandible when the patient pronounces word beginning YAF and V. The position of lower anterior teeth is determined by the position of your mandible when patient pronounces the word beginning with C. All these YAF, V and yes. What is the basic role? The position arrangement of your teeth. Arrangement of teeth. Okay. When F and V sounds are articulated, incisal edges of maxillary anterior teeth create a seal on the moist area of your Borrelian border of lower lip. Yeah, yeah. See the edges, incisal edges of your upper central incisors are just touching to your Borrelian border of lower lip. Okay. Now the patient repeat the word first or Victor, V, yeah. The sound yes articulated, the mandible moves forward. Yes, yes. The mandible moves forward. The incisor edges of the anterior teeth do not touch. Okay. Now next method is patient reported perception of comfort. That is simple method. They are record based with excessive call. Means what? Excessive height we are going to prepare. Means what wax occlusion means we are going to prepare in excessive height and ask patient to swallow. To swallow. Means what? And step one we the reduce the height of wax occlusion. When patient feels comfortable, that means that is the vertical dimension of occlusion. Okay. Afterwards, goose biometer. This I have explained now earlier. That is the one instrument which measures the masticatory force. When the masticatory force is maximum, means your vertical dimension of occlusion is correct. Okay. This is the goose biometer. We ask to close height on this instrument. The measurements will be recorded. Factors affecting rest position. Which are the factors which affect rest position? Head position, time, neuromuscular disturbances, position in space. All these factors are very much important. Okay, to record the rest position because rest position of mandible is very, very sensitive position. The clinical significance of vertical dimension. The vertical jaws relation is the most critical record because errors in this record produces first sign of discomfort. It can affect facial profile, the functional stability of your denture, then the speech disturbances, then your neuromuscular disturbances. Okay. The effects of if I, I increase the vertical dimension, what happens? It traumatizes the danger bearing area, lowers the facial height, difficulty in swallowing speech, pain and clicking TMG, clicking of the teeth, stretching of your facial muscles, leading to stretch appearance of the face. If you increase the vertical dimension of the face, what happens? Your face will be just like stretchy appearance. And if we decrease, what happens? This lowers the facial height, angular chilitis due to folding of corners of mouth, then cheek biting, pain, clicking, discomfort in TMJ, loss of lip fullness, obstruction of your eustachian tube, which is present in here. If you decrease the vertical dimension, it closes. Okay, just like this. This is your reduce. When your vertical is reduced, the photo is like the patient is like this. And if vertical is reduced, the patient. Okay. So in this lecture, we have completed our vertical relation. Okay, just recall what we have done in practical. We were doing wax occlusion rings, marking alatragus line. Afterwards, adjustment of your wax occlusion ring, and afterwards, marking tip of the nose, tip of the chin, and measuring measurement with the help of the that measurement, nothing but uh, vertical of vertical. Okay, so we have seen methods, vertical and occlusion and vertical rest. Okay, so just revise all these things. Today itself, this jaw relation is the most important topic in your dentistry. Is not concerned with your complete denture. It is concerned with your any prosthesis, any restoration. Okay, your patient is a very important thing. So we are starting, we are learning from basic. Just read from standard textbook today only regarding jaw relation and read for your vertical relation. Okay. In next week, I will take horizontal relation. In that, I will cover 79 eccentric relation. And afterwards, I will talk about your orientation relation because orientation relation is slightly different from your vertical and your center. Okay, that's why I will take orientation into third part. Okay, you are doing routinely vertical relation, centric relation. That's why to understand this topic, and started with your vertical relation. Okay.